Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily news television show broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified that Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ plus streaming news show. In 2025, our queer stories have reached 11 million streaming views, and Queer News Tonight has been the most watched LGBTQ plus news and lifestyle show in the world this year.
We're proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in the LGBTQ plus community. There is no other news program in the world like LGBTQ Queer News Tonight.
It is Wednesday, September 17th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ plus evening news show.
Hotspots Happening Out is one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community.
We support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community and want to inform and educate on the key issues of lesbians, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture.
Our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience. Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 11,000 LGBTQ plus streaming stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ plus events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fete, our nonprofit 501c3 magazine. Events, television, news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right, Dale. And in 2025, more than 100 community leaders will host this show to support the LGBTQ plus community. Let's meet today's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Edward Otto Zielke, an accomplished brand influencer and marketing leader with a dynamic background in financial services and travel marketing. Edward currently serves as the Director of Marketing and Sponsorship for the world-famous Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida.
Love it.
He also serves on the Gala Chorus's Communications Committee. Welcome back to the table, Edward.
Thank you so much. It's just so great to be here. We're already going into season 16. We've got already our first rehearsals down, and we've got 22 new members in our chorus. So
wow,
we're really
over 200 now, right?
Yeah, no, we're a little over 180, but yeah, we're growing. So
awesome.
It's fantastic.
I love it, and you have a bunch of events coming up. So we follow the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida to find out and see us there. Next up, let's welcome Dino Mosquera. He joined the Miami Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in the late 90s when I was 2. And now serves on the Outshine Film Festival's board of directors. I love my papi. Welcome back, Dino.
Thank you, Mama. And remember, the Outshine Film Festival is coming up October 16th to the 26th.
It's going to be so much fun. Oh my God. Every year it gets better and better. Go see it if you haven't already. Next up, let's welcome my brother, anchor Dale Stine. He's a celebrated photographer in the LGBTQ plus community. He's also the Director of Music Ministry at the world famous Unity on the Bay and a moderator of Miami Gay List. Welcome back, Dale. How are you, baby?
I'm great, and I'm happy to be here. It's great, and I'm happy to be here.
Listen, I love that pink on you. That pink on you is everything.
Is the pink popping, baby?
The pink is popping, baby.
Oh, and let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat.
That's me. That's me. I'm a legendary events host, and I'm a television and radio personality, and I'm the host of Hotspots Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Welcome to me. Welcome, Faye. Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm FayWhat. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. The Our Fun Foundation and Sunshine Cathedral celebrate Sunshine Pride House anniversary. The Sunshine Pride House, a haven for homeless LGBTQ plus youth, is marking its anniversary with a special community fundraiser reception. The event, hosted by Sunshine Cathedral and the Our Fun Foundation, will take place on Monday, October 6th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Sunshine Cathedral. The Pride House was made possible through the generosity of Michael Cobb, Dion Westerman, and Terry Merlin. whose vision continues to impact lives today. Thank you. Since opening, Sunshine Pride House has welcomed more than 35 individuals, providing them with emergency housing, mental health services, educational programming, and the supportive resources needed to thrive. David Jobin, CEO and president of the Our Fund Foundation, love you, David Jobin, and Bishop Robert Griffin, executive minister at Sunshine Cathedral, two incredible humans, are inviting the community to reflect on the program's successes and recommit to its future. Tickets require a $50 donation, with all proceeds supporting Sunshine Pride House's mission of safety, inclusion, and hope for LGBTQIA+ youth. For more information, those interested can contact Bishop Robert at sunshinecathedral.org. This makes me so happy. You know, the Sunshine Pride House just hits its anniversary. And let me tell you, this isn't just a house. It's a lifeline. Homeless LGBTQ youth deserve more than rainbow flags. They need more than rainbow flag. They deserve beds, therapy, and hope. So big love to SunServe, to the Our Fund Foundation. That's David Jobin. That's my brother, Tony Lima. And Sunshine Cathedral, Robert and Darrell, who are the most incredible bishops on earth. You know, this was all their vision, right? And 35 kids were not out in the streets because of their efforts and their love and their passion and their thrive.
This is what church should do. You see, this is a good mission. This is putting your money where your mouth
is. And let's say that Dino's super scared of churches. Let's start there. No, I'm just saying before he says that, because it's very relevant to what he's saying. He's saying this is what most churches have done because it hasn't been his experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think this is great, and particularly in our gay community, because a lot of us are like me, you know, we stay away from organized religion, and but you know, Sunshine Cathedral is doing great by us, and you know, trying to bring, you know, help to the community that is very needed, especially in our area. That, you know, a lot of people have money, but a lot of people don't, and
and so much funding is being taken away from our the large part of our organizations, right?
Yeah.
And the people that are most vulnerable, our youth, are being helped by this. This is really a beautiful thing. This is Christ-like behavior. This is following in the footsteps of Jesus Christ, who is a pretty cool guy, you know.
And what an example that we're setting in the South Florida LGBTQ plus community, because, you know, our state, like we've said, you know, is going through a lot of transitions that, you know, are affecting our community. And this is something that, you know, we as a group will get together and figure out, you know, where is the biggest need, and we will put our resources into it. So I'm so happy that we've stepped up and we have this program saving 35 lives. You know, I mean, we could be saving another 35 lives just by doing this.
And all these organizations all together, the collective of them, wow.
Right? But think about that collab, right? What a wonderful thing. When it comes to nonprofits, unfortunately, so many are like, they're afraid of it, right? You're going to take what I got. I don't have enough to share with you, right?
This is not a time to be doing that. We need to be pooling our resources.
Like that. Pulling the resources.
It's like IG, collab.
And
that's where you get the most exposure.
And you're seeing more of these collaborations as you go on in South Florida. I mean, I know the Gay Men's Chorus obviously has been in many different collaborations too, but it's nice to see, you know, all these other nonprofits, you know, also coming together and doing causes like this. So that's how great we are here in South Florida.
Yes. And, you know, and they're not only providing a bed. What really struck me was also the mental health aspect of it, right? I can't imagine, like, I know my journey, right? Telling my mom, having that weird relationship. I'm still trying to fix that now as an adult. I can't imagine going through that as a queer kid to that extent, where you're shunned and thrown out of your house, etc. You know, these kids need more than a bed. They're getting love. They're getting support. They're getting mental health services. Like, you can't put a price tag on it, but you can put a price tag on it. All right. So you need to go to the fundraiser. All right. All of you pay that $50 ticket because it goes to an incredible cause. Right. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Edward Otto Zielke, and let's queer up politics. Pete Buttigieg asks, what is the cost to win back young American men? Pete Buttigieg is once again making headlines, this time for his attempt to appeal to young American men. In a new interview with GQ, part of the magazine's State of the American Male in 2025 series, the former transportation secretary and openly gay former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, spoke about what masculinity means today and how society should engage younger men who feel politically alienated. Buttigieg told GQ, quote, "There's clearly been a turning just in the last few years, and it was brought out in the election. but it's not just about the election, where I think you have a lot of younger men who view the things that have changed as going so far that they no longer see where they would fit in a more progressive story, end quote. He called that a tragedy, saying that young men may have the most to lose in today's political climate. Buttigieg, who ran for president in 2020, argued that the left has contributed to alienation by creating what he described as a culture of scolding and finger wagging. He suggested progressives need to provide an alternative vision for masculinity beyond the toxic label. His comments touched on sensitive issues, including gender-based discrimination, the Me Too era, and political backlash to movements like Black Lives Matter. Buttigieg emphasized that equal treatment for women and protections against harassment should not be seen as threatening. Still, Buttigieg's moderation has drawn criticism. Some argue his outreach risks legitimizing conservative ideologies, including those hostile to LGBTQ plus people. As speculation grows about a 2028 presidential run, Buttigieg continues to walk a fine line between courting young men and mainly credibly with his own party's base. To know more about the story, read an opinion piece written by Ilana Payton, a New York-based writer and editor at out.com. Well, this is definitely something that, I've thought about myself as a gay white man, and how do you, I look at like where I was affected by masculinity and toxic masculinity. And, I was always somebody that kind of like refrained and was always afraid of confrontation with that. And so I would always try to present myself a little bit more masculine just because I was afraid of being perceived in some sort of feminine way. So I had this always perception that like I always had to be somebody else that I wasn't. And so I think what Pete is trying to do is he's trying to reach them at a young, vulnerable age, maybe at some point, and just trying to like maybe change the narrative a little bit. It is a little bit, it is a little bit back and forth. I think, you can, there's good points and there's bad points, but I think he's just trying to find a common ground in all of it.
Yeah. Well, you were like code switching just to like protect yourself,
right?
Basically, you know what I mean? I think we need a new vision of what masculinity looks like, right? A masculine man that can cry, that can be sensitive, right? But he can also go play rugby, and we don't have that.
And we don't have any judgment of that either,
No.
because that all encompasses masculinity. I think that's what he's trying to get at. But, as growing up, if I was upset or if I was crying, I was just told to stop being dramatic, So, those words hurt.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Well, I think he's also, clearly trying to find a way to message to this demographic, for want of a better word, that was so taken by the right wing and all the podcasters and all that.
Right.
They found, that's what the right wing did. They found a way in with TikTok and these different podcasts. That's how Trump got elected.
Almost
primarily.
almost playing on like they're feeling like they're left out in some sort of way.
And really playing into what we might call the toxic masculinity, digging deeper into it, doubling down on it rather than saying, "Oh, that's
that's not me. I'm not going to bring that."
Well, no, I think they would double down. They wanted that is me, and I'm going to go more into
exactly.
that.
Listen, as a kid, think about MMA fighters. Think about world wrestling. You know what I mean? That's their demographic. But Pete would have to go find them at 3. You know what I mean? To try to turn them away. Understand that. You know what I mean?
Fresh out of the womb. Hey.
Hi, as you're coming out of the vag. Hey. We need a butch man that's gay. Out there in the forefront. We need, we do. I'm sorry, Pete, I love you to death. You know what I mean? We need a John Cena up there. We need like a big, burly guy that, yes, I sleep with men, and what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean?
The Rock or somebody like that.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
no, but you know what?
Pete está solo.
I think
poor guy.
I think, the gay community at least is beating them at that game. I think, at least, because before what you used to watch on TV were gay men, like, it was just Liberace, like, the kind of, and even though he was a gay publicly, Paul Lynde, Richard Simmons and all these people that, they were great, but they were the laughing stock for the straight community. Now we can be drag queens, very popular on TV, and then butch,
look at Jonathan
military.
Jonathan Bailey, for example.
People that are, very out, but also, the stereotype of the stray man, the hot stray man. So they don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Because before they can label us a certain, we get given that, label. Now you can.
That's a really good point.
So,
Yeah, because there's too many people also in the closet because of the current climate that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And people and those big burly men that are never going to come out because they see the state of the world right now and they're like, I'm good.
Right.
Or women, see these gay men out on the streets and they're so hot and so masculine, they don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of that. So, but the Republicans are good at branding, and branding wokeism and, these kind of things.
Even though they're the ones crashing grinding.
Right.
100%. Like, these are people that made DEI a bad thing and they don't even know what the acronym means.
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's queer up the USA view. Judge backs pride flag ban in Muslim-majority Hamtramck. LGBTQ rights at stake. A controversial flag ban in Hamtramck, Michigan, has just been upheld in federal court, drawing sharp reaction from the queer advocates nationwide. The U.S. District Judge David Lawson dismissed a lawsuit that challenged the City Council's 2023 vote banning pride flags along with all political, religious, and racial flags from city-owned flagpoles. While critics argue the measure unfairly targeted LGBTQ residents, Lawson ruled otherwise. He wrote, quote, Hamtramck's refusal to display the gay pride flag did not violate the Constitution, end of quote. The lawsuit filed by Ross Gordon and Kathy Stackpool, former members of the city's Human Relations Commission, claimed that the ban violated the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. The two had been fired after defying the new policy on raising pride flags on public property. Their attorneys argued that a law based on hostility towards LGBTQ plus expression couldn't be considered neutral. But Hamtramck's leadership, including its all-Muslim city council, insisted the resolution was about fairness. Councilman Naeem Choudhury said last year, quote, we want to respect the religious rights of our citizens. LGBTQ plus people are welcome, but why do you have to have the flag shown on government property to be represented? Mayor Amir Glably echoed the sentiment, calling the lawsuit, quote, another unnecessary distraction, end of quote. He argued the city is following Supreme Court precedent by keeping government property neutral and free from special interest flags. Still, opponents know the ban was enacted only after heated debate over the pride flag itself, raising questions about whether neutrality was the true motive. For LGBTQ plus residents and allies, the ruling underscored an ongoing battle, how to balance religious freedom with equal representation in a city where nearly half of the population identifies as Muslim, and queer visibility remain contested. This is another example, what we're facing here in Florida with the crosswalk situation. Mm-hmm. This is another issue they're finding to try to erase our identity. Like, somehow our pride flag is just, an attempt to violate other people's rights. I mean, this is just a sign of, of pride. Mm. This is all about pride, about, just showing the community that we're proud to be who we are. They want us to be out. Well, then we're coming out.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting this? And, I have many good Muslim friends, but, they can't just be also trying to, influence politics based on their, religious beliefs. Because where does it end?
They don't support homosexual acts at
Yeah,
all.
at all,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Muslim at all. And this council is an all Muslim council.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call it what it is. It's erasure dressed up as neutrality, right? So the city only started caring about flag rules when the rainbow went up. So it's funny how neutral always seems to mean us.
Right, yeah, right.
Us. You know what I mean? Neutral means us being shoved back in the closet. That's neutral for these people. And I refuse. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Saying LGBTQ plus people are welcome while banning the pride flag is like inviting someone to dinner and then refusing to set a place for them. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, Mama.
So, I mean, I don't know. Religious freedom is one thing. It's the erasure is everywhere, and you live in a place called Hamtramck. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Dale Stine. That's Queer Up Entertainment. The Bold and the Beautiful debuts first gay male couple. CBS says The Bold and the Beautiful is set to make daytime history. In its 37th year on air, the Emmy-winning soap opera will finally introduce its first ever gay male couple. According to Deadline, actor Harrison Cohn, known for his work on Hacks and The Summer I Turned Pretty, has joined the cast in a queer role. While his character's name remains under wraps, audience will soon see him as an aspiring designer arriving at Forrester Creations on September 16th. His love interest, Remy Price, portrayed by Christian Weissman. Together, they are expected to become the first gay male couple to share a kiss on the show. This is a milestone for The Bold and the Beautiful, the most watched soap opera in the world, boasting more than 26 million viewers and over 70 Daytime Emmy Awards. Despite its long legacy, LGBTQ+ fans have waited decades for this kind of visibility. It won't be the first time the show has embraced queer storylines. In 2012, it introduced Karen Spencer, played by Joanna Johnson, and her partner Danielle, played by Crystal Chappell. In 2015, Carla Mosley broke barriers as Maya Avant, television's first ever transgender bride. Now, with this latest step forward, the show continues to evolve, proving that representation matters even in daytime drama. Well, 37 years is a long time. You'd think it would have happened before now, right?
I know.
Right?
kind of seems like-
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
I
they-
think that's
I mean, kudos.
really long. I'm
Kudos
sorry.
and props for doing it, but I'm like, 37 years, that's a
I'm
really
a
long
soap
time.
opera fan. I'm admitting it, and they are really late to the
They're
party.
really late to the party.
Well, I mean, okay,
Wait,
but
wait.
explain this. They had a lesbian couple. They had a
And a trans,
transgender,
and not-
beautiful bride.
and no gay.
It's like, what did we miss?
Right.
The gay boys, you know what I mean? And they're making such a big deal of it. Like they're even like saying yes, and the first on-screen kiss between
Groundbreaking.
both of them
Like-
will be groundbreaking. I'm like, for who, right? Like,
I don't know. I just think it's a little lame, to be quite honest, to having him come in as a designer. I mean, I watch another soap, the one after it, the Beyond the Gates,
I have
and
no
they
idea.
have
and that's pretty new.
yes,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
very
pretty
new,
good.
and they have a
And
gay
it's a
couple
black
on there.
president, isn't it?
It's a black senator, and his gay husband is a reporter, and they have 2 adopted children, and they, on the show forever. I watch Days of Our Lives. They have a bunch of gay characters, lesbian characters throughout the years that they've had too. So yeah, I'm just kind of questioning
we could
why
really-
this took this
Yeah.
long.
We could call this the not so bold and beautiful.
Right. I watch, not anymore, but I'm a soap opera from Latin
Telenovela.
American
Did you watch
telenovelas.
Betty La Fea?
That's right. Yeah, for sure. And they addressed this a long time ago in Latin America. It's not like it's not like it's super accepted, but this has been highlighted in soap operas from
Storylines.
Latin America.
Yes.
That is taking 37 years. For
Yeah, that's-
The Bold and the Beautiful.
I mean, kudos to them for doing it, but like, really? Like, wow.
Well,
Yeah. Wow. Kudos to them for doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, again, 37 years. Literally. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. And these anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ plus community.
if our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ+ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat! And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Edward Otto Zielke, Dino Mosquera, and Dale Stine. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We hope that you will join us by embracing love, generosity, bravery, by being transformative, and of course, being queer. Good night!
Ciao, ciao.